from Marina Bay in Singapore.
Welcome to the GCN Show!
From the Bermuda Cycling Academy in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, welcome to the GCN Show.
From Auckland,
New Zealand,
welcome to the GCN Show.
Happy New Year everybody and welcome along to the first GCN show of 2017.
This week we play Hot or Not with the best pro kits of 2017. Plus, Jens Vogt is back. He's putting himself in the pain cave and all in the name of charity. Much like Dan did in fact, just before Christmas.
First like that. Yeah, except his pain's going to be over rather quicker than mine is.
Yeah, we feel your pain still.
We also wrap up the biggest stories in our Cycling Short segment, and don't worry, we've got all of your other favourite segments too.
It's time now for Caption of the Week. Now you have to cast your minds back a fortnight now to remember this caption photo from pre-Christmas. It's Greg Van Avermaet, and the winner is That's So Nathan.
Our regular contributor.
I know, I was going to say, this might not be your first GCN water bottle that you're going to win. Anyway, it made us laugh. Greg Bend Over Mutt. Well, what more can you say to that?
Yeah, well
Genius.
done. A GCN Camelback bottle will be winging its way to you as soon as we get your address through a Facebook message. This week's photo is this one from the Trek Segafredo get-together.
There's some weird stuff goes on training camps, isn't there?
This is Fabio Fellini being looked at by one of the members of the Trek Segafredo staff. Right, I shall kick you all off for 2017 with this. Caption. Trek Segafredo's new Christmas belly bulge measurement system is state of the art.
That's pretty harsh. But
I didn't say it was big. That might be good.
No, but you know, we're all perhaps a little bit sensitive after Christmas.
If you can do any better than that, or not as good, or just submit your captions in the comment section down below, and we'll choose our favourite one this time next week, and whoever is picked will get one of these.
Are you holding it in?
No.
Just naturally.
It's now time for Cycling Shorts.
We shall kick off 2017 in Cycling Shorts as we mean to go on, with an apology left over from the end of last year. Now, lots of you noticed and commented about the absence of Fabian Cancellara in the GCN Awards show, and specifically in the Lifetime Achievement Award.
It was a big absence.
Yeah, it was a big absence, and you were right. He wasn't in there. However, he was meant to be.
He was.
In fact, he was the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Something went drastically wrong in the edit between when we filmed and when we put it out. But this is what you were supposed to see.
Congratulations, Fabian.
Yeah, and sorry.
The Lifetime Achievement Award was a very tough category this year. Fabian, yourself, we had Sven Nys, we had Kristen Armstrong, who's won 3 Olympic golds. But Fabian, by an overwhelming majority, you're the winner. Congratulations from the GCN fans, and thank you for your contribution to cycling.
Thank you to you, and thank you to all the people that have been voting it. I think it's always special to receive a prize, but I think like this Life Achievement Awards, and then this is even more special because it's not only about the 1 year season, it's about the entire cycling years I've been doing, this 16 years, and I'm really happy and I'm really thankful. Thank you.
Now, moving on to a rider that could have won the Lifetime Achievement Award, but didn't, but was still eligible, is Bradley Wiggins, because he has officially put the Willy Won't He saga to rest by declaring his official retirement. And we think that it is definitive this time. Team Wiggins posted it firstly, then Bradley himself did on Instagram, and then to really put the final nail in the coffin, he's also supposedly signed up to a UK reality TV show where he and a load of other celebrities will learn how to ski jump.
The jump.
Yeah, which poses an interesting question, doesn't it? Imagine he would be the most decorated Olympian probably of all time if he was to win individual pursuit, team pursuit, time trial, obviously the Tour de France as well, and then indeed ski jumping. How good would that be?
I've got a hunch on this. I don't think he's going to be that good at ski jumping.
No, I don't think he will either.
I think there might be a similarity between Bradley Wiggins ski jumping and Matt diving into a swimming pool.
Right, some more team news now. And you may remember that the riders and staff from the former Lamprey team were all breathing a big sigh of relief before Christmas. And that was because their backer for 2017 had pulled out, so not much of a backer then really, if they had no money, but they have found a last-minute replacement, and so they will officially be called the UAE Abu Dhabi team. So that is a big relief, isn't it?
It is, and they'll be making a debut, of course, at the Tour Down Under, which starts in just a couple of weeks' time. One race which won't be making its World Tour debut, despite being given an upgrade recently by the UCI, is the Tour of Qatar. That, of course, has been very popular amongst Spring Classics riders since its inception in 2002 for the men and 2009 for the women.
2009, I think you remember, was an epic year for the men as well,
Apparently,
actually.
it's the toughest year.
I heard that.
Yeah.
The toughest year of all time.
Very, very
Qatar,
hard
yeah.
edition in 2009. Anyway, it won't be in the calendar in 2017 at all, and they have cited funding issues, which is interesting.
I'm gutted. I used to love that race. Probably not as much as you did, but I really did love that race.
Well, I can never look at who comes fourth overall each year now and hope it's a big name.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. 2017, we're also going to start with some big ultra endurance cycling records, because the greatest distance covered in a year record officially fell for women as of December 31st, and Kaiser Thailand was the woman to do so. She surpassed the previous record set by Billy Fleming right back in the 1930s, actually in mid-December. You remember that, I'm sure. But then she carried on riding just to casually rack up 52,025 kilometres in a year.
Impressive.
That counts as an epic, doesn't it?
It does. That's a tough old year.
Epic?
Quite possibly, yeah. I think that would define epic.
Her tweet was in colour, not sepia though, so you know.
Yeah,
less
true.
epic.
Another name who you might remember in the long distance records is Stephen Abraham. He's aborted 2 records on the distance ridden in 1 year so far, but he is due to make another attempt at some point this year. I'm not sure exactly when he's going to start it, but keep your eye out for him. He reckons he's going to have to try and surpass the record that will be set by a certain Amanda Coker. She's currently around 235 days into her attempt, and he reckons that she's going to surpass that 80,000 mile barrier, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we have to finish the first cycling shorts of 2017 with some really sad news. Canadian professional cyclist Ellen Waters unfortunately passed away as a result of the injuries that she sustained having had a crash with a car pre-Christmas. So our thoughts obviously go out to her family and friends, and indeed the wider cycling community.
Jens Vogt is back. Not that he ever really went away after his retirement from professional cycling, but he has been slightly quieter since Sinai whooped him at Zwift around about 18 months ago. Anyway, his latest epic challenge is Everesting, which he has just completed, all to raise money for the Tour de Cure cancer charity.
That's right, not put off by freezing temperatures, lack of daylight, snow, hail, even a load of wild boar. Jens crested the Teufelsberg climb in Berlin nearly 100 times. And that's because the climb has just got 90 metres of elevation gain, and Everest is, of course, 8,848 metres high.
He hasn't made things easy for himself, is it? Everesting is no mean feat, even if your name is Jens Vogt. And no doubt he was telling his legs to shut up on repeat for a long time. If you do want to donate to his fundraising cause, you can still do so. We have left a link to it in the description below this video.
Doing it in January is definitely like a move just to make it harder, isn't it? To make it like proper hardcore.
I wonder whether half of his mind was thinking he wants to be in training, ready for a rematch with us.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's going to have to train pretty hard, although rumour has it that Fabian Cancellara might be joining him. Bring a teammate next time, I guess that's the motto.
How about Fabian Cancellara? I can bring him.
I don't think he's allowed, actually.
Well, if he brings Fabian, we'll bring Matt. That'll teach him.
Matt Stevens. Fabian Cancellara. Fabian Cancellara. Matt Stevens.
Yeah. Many of you will know that John, the voice of GCN, is training out to do an Haute Route event in 2017. And thanks to them, 2 of you have the opportunity to win an entry into the Haute Route event of your choice this year.
Yeah, that's right. All expenses covered. You've just got to get yourself to the start line, although they'll probably help you get there too, and choose which event you want to ride, which in itself isn't a very easy choice to make. So if you want to enter, click on the link in the description down below. I tell you what, mate, I think that's going to be one of those ones I'd enter as well. even though
You
I'm not
enter
allowed.
every competition even though you're not allowed.
Well, I know, but one day I'll slip through the net and then win, possibly.
Maybe don't call yourself Simon Richardson.
That's a good point.
January the 1st is traditionally the day where pro cyclists get to put up selfies, posing rather awkwardly in their brand new team kit, and this year has been no different. So we thought we'd play a game. Hot or not?
That's right. Is your pro kit hot or not? Now, we have trawled through social media and have duly got a collection of them right now. Now, this is, of course, purely subjective. Dan and I are not exactly renowned as style icons, but nevertheless, here we go. Agile Mondial, Dan, hot or not?
Otherwise known as AG2R, similar to the last few years, in which case I will say not.
No, not even the addition of the natty little cravat there. That is definitely not. Right, moving swiftly on. Ooh, the Ale Cipollini team. Dan, hot or not?
Oh, is there an in-between? I'm going to say hot. I quite like the fluorescent still.
Yeah, I'm veering towards not.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, it's just a bit too much there, a bit in your face. Oh, Astana.
Do you know what? I would say hot purely on the kit, but that pose from Oscar Gatto has put me off it. So I'm going to say not.
Admittedly, yeah, he's not, you know, that's not. Anyway, no, I think you're right. I think hot. On the bike, that's going to look cool.
Yeah.
Well done, Astana. Bahrain Merida.
I like this. I'm going to say hot. I think
it's going to be let down by those gold helmets, but I think the kit itself, I think that's quite classy. Yeah, I think hot. Well done, Bahrain Merida.
Yep.
There you go, the BMC Irish Champions kit.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that goes quite well. Hot.
Yeah. Well done, Nico.
He generally gets described as hot, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. And like this man, in fact, what can you say about the World Champions kit on Peter Sagan? Hot. Smoking hot. Red hot.
Going with the slightly hairy legs again, look.
Fair play. Have you seen his new bike?
I have, yeah.
Ooh, that is hot.
That is definitely hot.
That might be the most smoking paint job in the peloton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the Canyon SRAM team. That team kit is still the coolest kit out there.
Yeah,
That is hot.
and they've got that National Championships training kit as well.
Yeah.
Italian.
Outrageously hot. Well done, Canyon SRAM once again. Next up, Team Cofidis.
The French teams don't like changing their kit much, do they?
They don't.
I don't mind the Cofidis kit, but since it's so similar to previous years, I'm just going to say not.
Oh, I think it's hot.
We've disagreed quite a lot, Si, haven't we?
We have,
Very
yeah.
early on in the year.
We're style icons individually. Well, here we go. New Dimension Data Kit. I think we've already said that's hot.
Yeah, we have said it's hot. I still agree. But look at the mudguards that Scott Thwaites has
Scott
put
Thwaites
on a
riding-
Cervelo S5. He's probably keeping hot because of them.
Yeah, fair play to him. That is the best looking winter training bike out there. That is pretty hot.
Right, next up.
That's, by the way, that is the definition of an awkward photo with your new team kit, isn't it? That really was.
Quick Step flooring.
Not.
No, I'm going to say not too. I've changed my mind from pre-Christmas.
Yeah, I don't like that. Jury's out on that one.
No, I'm saying hot.
Really?
I quite like the Katusha kit this year.
Maroon cycling shorts, Dan. I'm not sure they're going to stand the test of time. I'm not entirely...
As we said at the start, not known for being style icons or knowing anything about it.
No, okay,
Next
fair
up.
enough.
No, not. No, I've never liked that yellow.
Sorry, no.
Team Sky.
Yeah, hot for me. I like that.
Yeah, I'll say hot.
Yeah, nice new kit. Whoa, Adam Blythe, British National Champs
My
kit
word.
from Aqua Blue.
That's a strong look, isn't it?
That's
With white
brave.
leg warmers and white arms as well. It's lucky he lives in Monaco.
I was going to
isn't
say,
it?
that's a British National Champ who lives abroad.
Yeah, if he was back home, he'd definitely want some of those mudguards that Scott Thwaites had on. And look at those shoes as well. He doesn't mind drawing attention to himself, does he, Adam Blythe?
No, fair enough.
What are we saying?
Not.
Not.
Sorry, Adam.
I'd like the black shorts.
Yeah,
please,
black
Adam.
shorts. If we'd ever won the Nationals, that's what we'd have done. And then, of course, there's us as well. Check it out, we've got new kit. These are our new threads for 2017 and beyond.
Yep, some of you may have noticed this already on social media, but we have got a very exciting new clothing partnership with Assos of Switzerland.
Yes.
However, we of course are not going to decide ourselves whether this is hot.
Hold
or
on a minute,
not.
mate.
That wouldn't be right.
I'm quite happy to stick my oar in. You are looking hot.
Cheers,
You are
mate.
looking really hot right now.
Thank you.
You are sucking your stomach in, but don't worry, we're all in the same boat post-Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you guys think about 2017 Pro Team kits. Who's the hottest? Who is the nottest, if I can say that? Let us know in the comments down below. You gonna breathe out? Racing news now, and before we start with a roundup of the big cyclocross results from the last couple of weeks, it's time for some road news.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, at this point in the year, we're all dying for some road racing, and the Bay Crits over in Australia are kind of the pre-curtain raiser, curtain raiser. Always fiercely competitive, and the Australian riders there never disappoint. However, this year, the overall honours were taken by an Italian in the form of Valentino Scandalara, and also a Brit in the form of Ian Bibby.
Yeah, now it must be said that Bibby did profit from a little bit of good fortune in that first event, although holding on to the leader's jersey actually was as a result of some great teamwork from JLT Condor and indeed some cracking riding from Bibby himself. But I did chuckle down when I read his post-race quote after that first crit that he won. He said, we were working for Brenton, his teammate. I did a good turn, got in position, then sort of sat up as there were only 6 or 7 of us left in the final lap. Then they all went really hot into that corner and they all went down. I came out and I thought, I'd best get my head down. It was a bit of luck. It's a shame they all crashed, but I suppose that's bike racing. That is indeed bike racing, and you've got to be in it to win it, Ian. So, you know.
I'm not sure he genuinely was thinking it's a shame they all crashed. I think he probably thought, I hope they're not hurt, but that's great. I'm going to win my first race of the year.
Probably true.
Did you ever have a situation similar to that, profiting from someone else's bad fortune?
Yeah, I have actually. One of my best ever wins was as a result of being in a 2-man break, and the other man, who was a far better, infinitely better sprinter and was going to smoke me, punctured with 2k to go. Oh. So I rode solo to a glorious victory, and he threw his bike in a hedge.
Yeah. Had he known you better, he probably would have realised he could have kept up with you and out-sprinted you even with a puncture.
I know, cruel, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, moving on to the world of cyclocross, which is always very busy over the holiday period, this year being no different. Loads of exciting races took place, unfortunately too many for us to mention here on the GCN show, but one of our particular highlights was the return to form in that discipline of a certain Mariana Vos.
Yes.
She kicked off her 2017 campaign incredibly well with a win at the Grand Prix Sven Nys, but she ended 2016 even better almost with a win at the World Cup in Zolder.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant to see. I was loving that. Now, Wout van Aert also had a really good Christmas on the bike. I suppose we can't really comment on his personal Christmas.
He got a new bike?
He did get a new bike.
Year present, but
yeah, his Crayland team are now running Felts.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful looking bike.
Hot.
Isn't it?
I will vote for that.
Yeah, that is a hot bike. But he also took a fantastic victory at the World Cup in Zolder. He crushed the opposition, I think it's fair to say. And then he also took a really nice victory, or great victory, at the prestigious Loonhout race. His arch nemesis, Mathieu van der Poel, didn't fare so well, unfortunately. He had a shoe mechanical at Zolder. Yeah, he had to change shoes mid-race, but ultimately he literally just couldn't hack the infernal pace of Wout van Aert. And then at Loonhout, he suffered a really nasty crash.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately and happily, he actually is okay, but he left the course motionless in a neck brace on a stretcher, which is not good to see at the best of times. So yeah, thankfully, Mathieu van der Poel is okay.
Time now for our hack/Bodge segment, and we'll kick off 2017 with this one from Ian Newfer. He has fabricated a bike rack for his car for a tandem. And it looks like that works rather well, I have to say.
Is that a couple of 2x4s?
Looks like it.
Well, top marks for ingenuity. I'm not entirely sure about longevity, but...
No, and you probably should put some kind of luminous flag at the back to warn drivers behind you at traffic lights.
Yeah, right. Now this next one, which was sent in by Adrian Witt. Well, I don't know, it's that bike is borderline offensive, but you've got to say it's versatile.
Yeah.
So it looks like a mountain bike with thick, slick tyres on, so it's going to be fast. And then the crowning glory, the TT bars on the front. So the owner of that bike is going to be aero and also able to ride off-road. You can't fault it, actually. That's a hack, Dan.
I think the crowning glory is that can of pop in the bottle cage.
Fizzy pop.
But yeah, the ultimate hybrid, really.
Yeah.
Matthew Faulkner sent us this picture of a toilet, which is currently using a Park Tools Allen key as the flush.
That's
ingenious.
Cool. I was going to say, for every cyclist, actually, that's something that, you know, if you're a real big, keen cyclist, we should all do that with our toilets, because then you can have your Park Tool toilet roll holder as well, and then your Allen key flush. Yeah. That's a cycling-themed toilet.
If you want to have a quick beer. It's going to be a long one. Nice reflection, by the way.
I'm not sure that's relevant to many of us, Dan, having a beer on the toilet, but you know. Anyway, good to see your New Year's resolutions are starting off well. Right then, this next one, this is a hack and a half, isn't it? Look at that. Someone has made a gate out of a load of frames. My word. I wonder whether they're big frames, because they're called, like, you know,
Do you think the
that's
gate
a big frame, it
opens?
looks like a garden gate. And there you go. I don't know.
Right, the last one.
Just like a waste of bike frames, isn't it?
Well, presumably they're write-offs. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe he's quite rich. The last one this week comes in from Gabriel Davila, who saw this fruit bowl at a friend's house, which, as you can see, is made out of chains, which have been fashioned into nice loops and all put together.
I'm
That's
not going to lie,
amazing.
I really like that. You know what, if there was an entrepreneurial sort watching GCN hacks and bodges, there's a lot of kind of like interior furnishing things
Yeah?
you could make out of old bits of bike and then presumably sell.
Yeah. Well, we
That-
said that last year, that we want our aim for this year to be a GCN hack to be in the shops. Maybe that one could be it.
Well, the GCN
Might
Uber
take a
bar,
while
don't
to
forget,
make.
is in the shops.
Oh, true.
I'm still waiting for those, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep your hacks and bodges coming. We absolutely love them. You can submit them on various forms of social media using the hashtag GCNHack.
Dom has chosen a number of tweets over the holiday period. We'll kick it all off with this one from Theo Gagan Hart, who says, "My new role in 2017 will include playing an invisible saxophone during races. Loving the new Castelli cycling kit."
Yeah, that is a slightly odd official photograph from team sponsor Sky there. But then, brilliantly, Ed Shires stepped up to the plate and duly photoshopped a saxophone onto Theo Gagan Hart.
And he didn't stop there, did he?
No, I know, and that is actually saxophone position there from Theo. But then Team Sky now have an entire band. We've got guitar,
guitarists, triangle players.
I particularly like the harp of John Dibben there. That's we don't see enough harps in professional cycling. Look at that.
Yeah.
Genius. Good work, Ed.
We've had loads of comments to trawl through over the past couple of weeks, but we picked out our favourite ones, so we'll kick you off with one that came underneath 5 ways to keep fit this Christmas from Carb Climber. He said, "Hey Matt, what bike were you riding at 2 minutes 17 in? Was it a Pinarello Dogma?" Oh. See what you did there?
That is good. Yeah, I like that.
He didn't like being chased by that dog, did he?
No, he didn't. Not at all. Right, underneath the GCN Christmas show, William Keys said, "What is going on with Matt's sideburns?" And he wasn't the only person either. Joe Sierpick said, "I've never seen horizontal sideburns before." Well, now I have, actually. Sorry, Matt. And that is a good point. What was going on with Matt's sideburns?
I have no idea. I just wanted to put all these comments that have a dig at Matt and start off 2017 with a bang. However, this last one has nothing to do with him. It came underneath How to Train Like It's 1986 from Samuel Hopley. Love that surname. "I feel that the purpose of this video was to dissuade me from archaic training, but I got more great ideas than anything else." And actually, it wasn't really to dissuade anybody, because as we said in the video, Eddie Merckx and Sean Kelly were far, far, far better than us, and it obviously worked for them.
But they would have been even better. They would have done, yeah.
Okay.
Interestingly, actually, Sam, I quite want to know what archaic training techniques you picked up. What is it that you are now doing? Please tell me that it's not the dehydration thing, because that, you know, don't do that.
I reckon little ring before February, big ring after.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's nice and easy for January, isn't it?
Coming up on the channel this week, some fantastic new content which we shot very recently over in the beautiful Alta Badia region of the Dolomites over in Italy. And it all starts off on Wednesday with our ways to motivate yourself to get out of the door onto your bike.
Tradition in cycling has always dictated that the winter months are all about that bass.
All about that bass, no treble.
And by that, they mean long, steady rides. But when you think about it, this doesn't make all that much sense, does it? Long hours in the saddle, in cold weather, and maybe if you're really unlucky, it could be raining or even snowing.
So why not do your shorter and more intense rides over the winter months and leave the longer endurance rides when the weather starts to get better in the spring? Hot on the heels on that on Thursday are some suggestions for killer New Year training sessions. And on Friday, as ever, it is Ask GC Anything back here in the GCN set.
Yeah, Saturday's pro bike is actually a presenter bike. It's one of mine. It's my new Orbea Orca, which, must be said, Dan, I'm really rather fond of. Stop that. Sunday, we have the 2017 ways to lose weight through cycling, which I think we're both going to be watching quite avidly.
We were in it, but we'll watch it again.
Well, yeah, just to remind ourselves of those tips. And then Monday is, as usual, another Maintenance Monday video.
And then Tuesday, it's back here for the...
Welcome to the GCN Show.
It's time now for Extreme Corner, and by popular demand, we're bringing it back onto the road. This week, we've got John Degenkolb doing some pretty extreme core workouts. Here we go. Look at that.
That does look extremely hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure about extreme. I don't know about you guys, I think I'd rather watch mountain biking, as impressive as that is.
I mean, I'm definitely not saying that I could do that, because I couldn't.
No. I wonder what it's doing for him.
It's tiring his legs out, surely.
Yeah.
For his road riding.
Yeah. Oh well, anyway, fair play, John. That's good skills.
Oh,
right.
looks like it hurts.
It does, doesn't it? That is unfortunately then the end of this week's GCN show. If you're after more content, and I'm sure you might be, then why not click just up there, and we've got a real-time training video, but in the gym, just like John's doing here. Well, actually, I don't do that because I can't do it. As you'll see, I'm rubbish.
Meanwhile, in the bottom corner down there are some finish line celebrations, which we had to copy from the pros because we had not much experience between us to do it ourselves. And you might also want to subscribe to the Global Cycling Network. It's free to do so, and all you've got to do is to click on the globe.